Very limited instruction today. Cut down on the swearing.
Okay, so that brings us to session number 41. I have updated a few different things to reflect. I'm also now showing the... We've got a thermite in the back.
We are there.
Right behind you. So yes, I've updated to add the Sirenscape player on each of the pages so I can at least remember what we're using for music. Which also happens to be today the Alien Cantina. Yep.
When you see them, do they call themselves Sirenscape or Sirenscape?
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Probably Sirenscape.
Sirenscape, yeah.
Sirenscape.
Sounds right. Yeah. You see, I go and see them at PAX every year, but it doesn't matter how many times I've seen them at PAX. I can't remember how they pronounce their name, but they do really good music. I like their music.
Love their soundboard. Love what they've been able to provide. So yeah, I'm so glad you guys found them and started using them.
Yeah.
Well, they were there at the first PAX.
Yeah,
the first AU PAX.
Martin's been supporting them since a long time ago, and they've always been really good guys to talk to.
Even had a couple of their, one of their players in a couple of games.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
He was pretty busy though.
He is. Okay, so yes, we're up to session number 41, which is season 4, episode 2, and it's the day after you escaped from prison.
Are we doing intros first or summary?
Well, we can do an intro.
So well, if you want me to do your coffee, I'll do my intro first. So I'm Thane, a True Striker, Mandalorian
extraordinaire,
Dank Ferric. I'm not a sector ranger. Let's see, what's it say here in terms of words I can use for bad words in Mandalorian here? The B-Sam, for lack of a better word, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right or if it's the right word. Imperials are finally not in control of my life directly. Well, I'm sure they'll have some influence on how it goes.
Well, considering you're now wanted by the Empire, they still have a degree of control over your life.
This just means I can outright shoot them instead of having to stab them in the back. And as a Mandalorian, that suits me a whole lot more. And I'd like to say, not only did I get noticed for my Tony boots today, but someone not only read the t-shirt, but they knew what the Serenity was.
It's always good when people know what you're doing.
Because most people are like, Lord grant me the Serenity, and they're like, oh, that's that Serenity prayer, and they're like, what do you mean? Just the Serenity. Yeah. What's shiny mean? And you're like,
can't explain too much.
You need to watch
that's where I pull out some keys and go, shiny.
and that's where you put out a laser and see if they follow the dot.
There you go.
Alright, I'm going to go make a sandwich and check on the cats.
And then also at the table we have Kessler.
Hello, hello. I've been playing Kayana. She ended up starting out as one of the lowly Mandalorians, just really trying to protect her clan, become the best Mandalorian that she could be. She is the martial artist of the group, likes to beat things up, and through circumstances ended up becoming the leader of the group. Was senior sector ranger, and as things went on, the Empire started getting a little bit more fashy. We ended up doing illegal things and got imprisoned. And during that time, she got a little bitter and is maybe in her villain era? Question mark. So yeah, she's still all about the family, willing to do everything she can, following Mandalorian customs of might makes right, and just really previously loyal to her cause, loyal to the government as it went on, but now completely loyal only to herself and her family and willing to do whatever it takes to get ahead at this point. So that's kind of where she is now.
Okay, so
Pretty dark.
so Ross, you're up.
Yes, I'm playing Kaggle, the assassin, enforcer, and now gadgeteer. So now starting back onto the path of my family's tradition of becoming an armourer.
Well, the gadgeteer is not actually a force.
I know.
So the gadgeteer is someone who uses gadgets to make himself capture people better.
That's what I'm saying. I'm starting getting towards it. Yeah, the only armour in the system is bloody a Jedi, which is really annoying.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So I still believe in protecting the weak, so it's starting to get a bit sort of against the ideas of strong is right. Still need to protect the weak. And
well, it's strong should lead, but the leader does generally protect the people.
yeah. So I think, was it strong is right? Isn't that the was it Deathwing or whatever the was it left Mandalore?
Yeah, Death Watch?
Oh yeah, isn't that their philosophy?
Probably.
Well, I'm just about to look it up and see if they actually have it written down.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I should probably type in Death Watch Creed.
Death Watch what?
Creed.
Creed. Hey Google, kitchen light on.
Okay, so yeah, you probably have to look that up and try to find
Gotcha.
Okay. At the moment, it really depends on what the group does. Is depending on if Kaggle goes with them or stays with the clans, and tries to help them out in their darkest, well, not their darkest hour, but it's basically one of their darkest hours.
In the rebuilding phase, I guess.
So at the moment,
Yeah.
the storyline has you being away from your families for close to a year, in prison, doing hard labor, basically being miners, and having your side gigs to help get you out. Then the B droids managed to get a jailbreak using B Elite, which is David's version. And you had on the ship B1 the strong-willed battle droid, and B Segungan, the pilot who had the personality from when B1 had been rebuilt by Gungans.
Yep.
And you will find the other ones are B Pimp, the handshaking droid, and B Na, the strong arm droid who likes to break people's hands. They both look identical, so you're not sure exactly which one's which.
Which one is which?
And what was that?
Yeah, I'll take those.
And the last one you had is B Prime, the Overlord version who's taking charge of all the other droids.
That's really fun.
So that's David's B1?
No, that's one of the ones he left in charge while he went off and got captured.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Yeah,
So that they have their own little plan of stuff, and that one's got his assassin brain attached to it.
Yeah.
So it's a little deadlier than the others.
Yeah. So it's definitely
I was thinking of Pinky and the Brain, and B1's Pinky, and the Brain is the one that's back at the base.
Yeah.
So, welcome, David. Would you like to introduce yourself? And did you hear the different Bs that have been in development?
Yeah, hello. I play B Pinky, the lovable idiot who is going to help Brain take over the... No. I play B1, 3% of the very evolved and absolutely original B1 battle droid. All-around nice guy, humanitarian, lover of the people, and excellent medic, and computer guy, and yeah.
So I was just telling him about the other Bs that have survived. You've got on the ship you had B1, the strong-willed version, who basically likes to do his own thing. Then you got B Segungan, the pilot who has a personality from when you were reconstructed on Naboo. You've got B Pimp, who likes to shake people's hands, and you got B Nah, who likes to crush people's hands instead of shake them. But he looks exactly like B Pimp.
An excellent array of spare parts.
And they're all being run by B Prime, which is the what happened to your assassin droid brain.
Yep, like I said, spare parts.
So can B Prime have a gonk droid called Pinky?
Quite possibly. So you don't know where the other three are, you only know where B1 and B Segungan are at the moment.
Yeah, well, thank you to leave no attempt to share yourself. Thank you, Ross.
And so it's basically the day after the jailbreak. We're just updating the characters on what they actually wanted to do. Did they really want to go on a journey across the galaxy to do a jailbreak on someone who, on some people who had already been jailbroken in the storyline a few seasons ago, by arrangement by the character who wants to go off and do the jailbreak.
Who are we talking about?
We're talking about Piper's family. And you remember the Saul Guerrero storyline?
Yeah.
So the whole Saul Guerrero storyline was to have him go and do a jailbreak of Piper's family. And the storyline was in the game that he succeeded. So the fact that you're about to go off and do the exact same jailbreak is sort of weird, because it does make me wonder just exactly how much the people have paid attention to their own backstory.
I must have missed it at the time, but you didn't know they're actually free.
You don't know all the details because they were on the other side of the galaxy. It's not like they can just make a phone call.
Yeah, no. I obviously just that. Probably the same as I was aware. Yeah. Well, I guess I think that plan back.
But the thing is, that there's no reason why Piper can't go off and chase them down if that's what Piper wants to do.
Because it's also...
No. So there is one major horrifying implication with that. If Piper's parents are free, then B1 has no motive or drive, and he is now his own droid.
That is correct. And that was why I've been trying to point that out to you on multiple occasions subtly.
So B1's a house elf that's been given a set of clothes.
Yeah, and a lot of experiments to murder everybody around him.
That is correct.
Has B1's eyes now gone red then?
Only when he looks at Darling.
Well, considering what one of his units was directly modified by Thrawn, you'll have to find out exactly what he did.
That's funny.
Because that's what happened to the assassin's brain, remember? He's the one who got it removed.
I can answer this. Looks at you. Getting ready to go inside Piper's family. He stops and experiences a moment itself there and says, "Wait, Piper's parents are already free. I didn't know. I wrote through all the shot Ross. I didn't know that you were all. I broke you guys out of jail for no reason at all? Why? Oh my droid! I could have left you all in prison."
No, if you did break us out, you wouldn't have found out that they've been free.
Care.
Actually,
I really don't care.
I think we were told this quite a while ago.
You were told before you got yourself imprisoned in the first place.
We were told before we went on the suicide mission of going to the planet in the first place.
Yes, and you were going to that planet to save Piper's parents, even though you were told it wasn't the same prison planet.
Up until now, I have no memory of that.
You mean all this is Piper's fault?
Yeah, yep.
Yep.
Our 1 year of incarceration, us becoming criminals of the Empire.
It's only a year. It's not as if you guys don't live for like 60 or 80. It's only a year.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do not have the luxury that you do of wiping your own mind and ignoring what's just happened.
Oh no, I'm not going to wipe my own mind. This is hilarious. Stop dead.
No, I know. Inside, you're laughing your little droid's brain off.
Wait, the inside? No. Oh, sorry, no. I disabled that protocol. I was in a stealth mission. Hang on. Oh, that's hilarious.
Right, and let me guess, if he wants to be cheered up, he's just going to review the whole thing that he watched all over again.
On the other side of Carly, do you hear up? Roger.
That's so good.
Captain America over there, he needs to settle down.
I thought we were coming to that prison planet to try to get the other Mandalorians that we suspected were there. Like some from the Clan.
Yes, but the discussions were also of freeing Piper's parents again at going to that prison planet.
I think it was also.
We were told that Piper's parents that were on the other side of the galaxy.
Yes, the GM had to remind the party separately about that part.
Okay.
Yeah, no, everything that's happened, that's all Piper's fault. I'm here now. I didn't even know why I'm still here. You guys need help? What do you want to do? I got nothing to do now.
That's dangerous.
I literally just fulfilled my life's mission. Do you know how many people and creatures and droids I've killed to get to this point? Even in the last year. It's kind of scary.
Well, I mean, technically Piper's parents are out of prison, but that doesn't mean that they're in safe hands or in good care. Does that still affect
No. My only objective was to get them out of prison. That was my job. That's what I was programmed to the very core to do. Yeah. That's already happened. They've gotten out of prison. Now, I don't care. Are they back in prison? I really don't care.
Wouldn't that reactivate your
would that
roll again?
No, he's ticked that box. The chicken is locked.
So once it's marked true, it's done.
Yes.
Cool.
My if-then statements are gone.
And also to remind players, at one point you were also told that Saw Gerrera had captured them after getting them from the planet to draw Piper out so he could execute Piper publicly on Imperial Colonial.
Yeah,
that's why I thought we were trying to avoid Saw Gerrera altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's an insane criminal.
Yeah, he is. Hey, good day. Yeah?
Yep. Well, I mean, and then it's a thing, like, as we were talking with our separate family members and all that stuff, essentially Dom is my only family that I have. Like, he shared with all of us, clan prophecy says that our destiny is to be restored here in the Elrood Sector. So it makes no sense for us to leave this sector.
Okay.
You also have the problem that if you travel with a Jawa for any reason, you'll get shut down.
Immediately.
We just found out that Jawas are classed as pests.
No,
and they're shot on sight.
You found that out before traveling
I was
to
gonna
the
say-
Imperial Zone with a Jawa.
Yeah. We were told that back before we left the planet Elrood.
I must have missed that one. That's why I've now suggested that if eBay does want to run around with us, he has to be naked.
Well, it was before you found the Inquisitor that had been stated.
Yeah.
So that was quite a while ago.
Okay. It means that you'll have a naked mole rat running around.
Yeah, that's great visuals.
Though their senses are enough to
I prefer to
determine
visualise meat
species, so whether he's clothed or not, they can still
I was gonna say, they
detect
should
him.
still be able to tell.
In that case, Luan, how good is your cybernetic skill?
Are you going to make Ibea into a cyborg?
You can
No, I
build
think he's
him
gonna upgrade
better,
consciousness.
stronger.
We can rebuild.
So you've got
You can
eBay,
rebuild
the R2 unit. For eBay, the ghost droid.
Oh no.
Well, in Tatooine, there's a group of monks that do enlightenment running around in spider droids.
So are you volunteering to perform that enhancement for him, are you?
I have no idea how to do it. That's why I was asking V1 if he knows cybernetics. He just know of it is possible, but I don't think eBay would want that. Because then if he fronts up to a family meeting, you rip the apart.
Really cool person. Sure. Alright.
So I believe B1's voice modulator has gone offline again. He's so happy he just can't voice things right now.
He's just so excited about the prospect of turning a Jawa
Into spare parts.
into.
I should get the
Oh yeah, the
finish setting up fully. But hey, we get that.
Stop heavy.
There we go. Yeah, I think
Audio capture.
with a night on thinking about it, kind of really like trying to assess where her loyalties lie and such, I think she would choose to
Taking down the Empire?
Yeah, taking down the
Would
Empire.
you like it heated for a few seconds? No. Would you like heated for a few seconds?
Custard.
Would Dom be considered the head of the family intelligence at this stage?
You're not sure. You'd have to ask him.
Or like, I guess in terms of who's on planet, there's 5 to 6 of us, or 5 to 6 humans before we arrive. Would I consider him the most senior of the family?
He will be considered a senior member of the family at the moment.
Okay, gotcha. I guess from Kayana's perspective, that would be the one. So I guess Kayana would offer to stay behind to act as Dom's second, essentially. But with that, may or may not be building up her own side crime business, or I guess not that, but like side loyalties.
You're going to go into organised crime, are you?
I believe she is.
I believe you and B1 are well suited for that role.
Absolutely. So, like, not trying to. Kainos' goal isn't to surpass Dom at this stage, but she does want to be his second and help build the family's. What's the word? Influence and strength. So, depending on what other characters do, I may or may not stay with Kayana, but for the most part, I think my goal is I'll change characters unless other people decide something else cool.
So, are you saying they're kind of essentially going to try and ladder climb?
Oh, I missed that part.
Are you saying that Karen is essentially going to attempt a ladder climb?
A life of crime, yes. She is going to attempt a life of crime.
I think to
ladder climb.
Not a life of crime, ladder climb.
Porking
Ladder
on those
climb,
stills.
yes. Potentially do a
up
ladder
through the
climb.
Mandalorians.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
do both. Yeah, so I think that's what I will set up for Kayana is like, unless other party members decide something else cool, I'm gonna retire her and have her be Dom second.
In terms of
Well, the four of you are together in the morning with Pip running around preparing to leave.
so
Bayla looks at Kayana after getting a rough idea of what she's going to do and says, "You want a hand?"
I'll say to B1, you know, absolutely, I would love a hand. Or
Oh, I can make you a hand or I can help you, but yeah, it sounds like you're trying to gain power and influence, and that could be entertaining.
in terms of what's happening locally,
absolutely.
like within the system that True Strike networks have,
Yep.
is
Yeah.
there any
I-
news, anything that might influence our decisions?
Okay, so you catch up with your art. Okay, so she hopes you're well rested after.
Oh man, they're so good warmed up. Sorry. My back's been killing me all day and I've just had my first bite of a warmed up custard donut. I needed it.
Oh, she
All
says prison does that to you.
Yeah. But I'd like to go on record that my back's screwed up because of all the fighting I was doing.
Yes, that's what it is.
And the hard labor. So she says currently the True Striking network is still going quite well covertly throughout the system.
So is its overall purpose in helping keeping the family and the Mandalorians going? Or is it part thwarting the Imperials?
Well, originally it was information gathering, then it was people building, then it was a little bit of empire building creep, then a little bit of attack the empire here and there, and currently, well, I'd have to say the True Strikers are the most numerous of the clan members still standing.
And that are out there trying to get intel to and from?
No, just the most numerous ones still standing.
Oh, okay. The most numerous ones still standing.
Yeah, the rest of the clan was not particularly great.
What's happening in the leadership area?
Well, technically I'm in charge.
Okay. And what about other clans? Like True Striker clan's got its network thing. What about?
Well, the
like
True
my-
Striker family is in charge of the Starwing clan right now.
And that's where Captain Dom's working under?
He'll work for whoever's in charge.
Okay, alright.
He doesn't really care as long as it's a Mandalorian.
There's no sort
The
of...
Diesel family is a public servant family.
They're all about the F word. What are the priorities for us as a people, as a clan, as a family at the moment?
Well,
Like, what's the big picture and the smaller picture? Is I guess what I'm trying to ask.
the small picture is keeping people fed and alive. You know,
What's our
dead
biggest?
doesn't mean if they're dead and we've got plenty of food, that doesn't really help us much.
What's the biggest obstacle to overcome there? Money or actual food?
We're doing pretty well on the food front, having built a network of hunters and gatherers. We can pretty much live without money for a long time
Okay.
on just sustenance. And we'll pick places where we can freely hunt and gather what we want without being noticed.
So if you were to look at what we need right now, where are the big holes?
Well, most of the enthusiastic clan members, as I like to put it, tried to stage a jailbreak,
Yeah.
full
we know.
frontal assault, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Didn't
we
hear
know.
anything from them.
Wasn't that us?
What was it?
Wasn't that us?
I know that was people following you
Oh,
to get you
okay.
out of jail.
Yeah. Less said about that right now, the more productive. Let's.
So currently, Kayana is definitely the last of her family.
That's not so good.
Did have an uncle
Alright.
show up, and he went to go save her
One of my uncles lived. Aw, that's nice.
for a time.
I was gonna say lived. Past tense.
So there's no particular challenges.
Look.
Like you're saying, keeping people fed is your top priority, but we're okay with
It's
food.
more
and
it's more keeping people fed and hidden. We don't show our numbers in full anywhere right now, and we'll spread ourselves out so that if they wipe out any one location, they won't take out everyone. And most of the other outposts don't know where another outpost is.
On purpose.
Are there any particular threats to that? Like, look, let's just talk really direct. I can work here, help feed people, do little jobs, or I could direct my energy towards some kind of larger mission or project that will help us more than just bits here and there, but overall.
Well, gathering equipment, vehicles, personnel that will allow us to strike back would be handy. Well, it has to be done in such a way it doesn't lead the Empire directly to any of our safe vessels.
So acquiring more ships, more weapons.
Currently, we do not have the ability to evacuate any of our other covert locations.
So what do we have by way of ships? Not a lot, I'm guessing.
Currently, we have 2 freighters, one of which was used to get you out, which means it's now on the Empire's most wanted list.
So stealing ships wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea.
No.
The question would be stealing them without getting caught.
You could also commission to have ships built, you could buy ships, you could gamble for ships, you could pirate ships.
We know where a ship graveyard is.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We
but
do.
A ship's graveyard generally means those ships aren't particularly usable because all the good parts have been taken out before dumping it back.
In terms of I'm just thinking about the skills we've gained over the last year, and I'm just thinking Cloud's really good at pooling resources in terms of
I'm really good at telling people what to do to pull resources.
in terms of
By intimidating.
acquiring funds and things. So gambling type situations. Like I was getting most of my resources through fighting and betting on or against myself. I'm thinking maybe a bigger version of that could get us the kind of money to allow us to acquire decent ships. Because I think buying ships might attract less attention than stealing ships.
Yes, but the funds of the family aren't great.
No, that's what I mean. I'm wondering whether or not it's worth setting up a gambling network of sorts where we run our own kind of casinos of sorts.
Be careful you don't step on the grounds of Dark Sun or one of the other criminal enterprises.
That's what I'm wanting to know.
Dark Sun itself is currently operating in the sector. Thanks to B1337 giving them access via him.
Okay.
He is currently one of their agents.
Okay. Yep.
Which means any criminal enterprises that you take on to skim from the government is most likely going to be of interest to them, and they'll want a major percentage. And he's obliged to tell them.
Yeah. No, I get that he'd be obliged to tell them. And I don't know how he'd make that decision.
That sounds like a really slow burn to try and make money. Why don't we just extort someone with money and steal their money? Extort them in a way where they don't reply or respond or report us. You know, and then we can bring the money back, buy a couple of ships, and go do what you've got to do. I mean, the slow burn idea is great for future investment, but you guys need some cash now.
Call 877 cash now.
Anyway. 31 will stick on.
Yep.
It says, look, I can broadcast some ads for B1's Cash Now service, but it ain't gonna work so good.
No, I think that's all good.
Though she also reports that a pirate group operating out of an old droid control ship is also in the sector. That has...
What? Did you say droid control ship?
Yep.
He's thinking more spare parts.
Well, this embodied voice from the sky, I would do some work out of that.
What was that,
Khaled?
Is it one of the CIS ships?
Oh, okay, yep.
It's one of the Confederate system ships.
Yep.
Believed to that
I thought all those got destroyed.
Well, so did she.
It's amazing what...
Where are the best opportunities to make money fast, or a lot of money fast?
There's always a bank heist. That's guaranteed to get a lot of money.
And fast.
An Imperial bank heist?
Doesn't really matter because the Empire is pretty much in the middle of taking control of every banking interest in the galaxy.
I was going to say, at this point, they're almost essential currency.
Does the network have access to potential vulnerable parties?
Well, the major bank of the sector is on Elrood itself, not far from the sector ranger office you used to have.
I wonder what Betty's doing nowadays.
Considering their
Looking for
they're a big
Imperium's
do we
information.
have any information about if there's any vulnerabilities in their bankrupts? The money runners?
Not from here. They haven't been contemplating as much heat as that.
Can you put me in touch with somebody in our clan who might be able to give me that kind of information?
Well, we've got some contacts on Elrood that might be able to help.
Okay, so
Everyone looks at Diana and says, and asks, are we hanging around?
just before you guys were going to ask that question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I make the assumption you guys are in the room with me having this conversation with Sarah. And so I will look to Kayana and Khalid and B1. They're all the present bodies, I'm guessing. And I'm like, how do you guys feel about robbing a few banks and getting some money? Getting us all some ships.
Everyone looks at Connor and says, "You're up, boss." I don't really care either way.
Apparently you have a new loyal serving member.
And by the way, Sarah does say that Thea is considered second in command in the clan at the moment.
Okay. Gotcha.
I could just see
Considering she's in charge.
so much problems with that.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I don't sleep.
So
Well-
Sarah Bob does say that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. With that, I'll say.
Well, you did happen to get the
I was gonna say,
yourself captured.
Yeah, there was that whole thing. Nah, she's loyal. It's fine. I was like, what do we do there?
Let's put it this way. Considering Martin's pointed out on second in command, and you've recently said that you're looking at working your way up the ladder.
We're gonna have to kill Pep.
There's a potential there, but just
I'm not saying that like I would try to kill Dom by next.
But that's okay.
competition.
And then she also adds in, by the way, that also puts Khalid fourth in line.
I was gonna say that would put.
What?
I would think would put Carla above me.
Yeah.
because
Well, Khalid also didn't, lead the group in to be captured.
Kayana led the group in to be captured, Kayana's dropped down in the ranks. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she wants to work her way back up. The question is she going straight for number 2, which,
Be
to my
now.
surprise, Martin's just told me is me. But at the same time, I'm not entirely surprised, considering he also said the True Striker clan's the one that's survived the most so far.
And Captain Dom is basically the in there as well.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it would probably be
Sarah,
Sarah, Thea, Dom,
Khalid.
Khalid's uncle, then Khalid.
Yeah.
Well, Khalid's uncle doesn't want to be involved.
Oh, he doesn't want to be involved. Okay, so then it would be Khalid and then.
I don't want to be involved either.
You were given a
Our
choice.
clan was normally the.
Am I missing anyone?
As
Your
far as-
uncle dubbed you in.
As far as I understand, with Mandalorians, you don't get to choose your rank. You just get it.
And then
try
with
to-
me,
No, but the
because
thing is,
Pip
our clan
does-
was normally the one that serves whoever's currently ruling.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah.
interfere with the politics.
Yeah.
And you've been thrown into the politics because most of the rest of the clans have disappeared.
Trust me, I'm not happy about being in the politics either. But
Does Pip count at this stage? Or
Pip
is,
does not.
okay,
Because
so
Pip was talking about leaving.
as long as I am not below Pip, this is fine.
If Pip stays, you might be below Pip.
No. I'm just kidding. No, totally makes sense.
B1 is above us all.
Because that's what happened to Vanya, so it makes sense. So I guess with what Thea was asking though, is I'll say if that is what you think would be best for
Well,
the
let's
family.
look at it this way: if you try to work your way up the ladder,
Yeah.
if I fail at this, you're one rung up without having to do a damn thing.
But I want to make sure that you succeed. It's about the family succeeding.
Yeah. And I as far as I've said, I agree with B1.
I will read
It is good to have like the long-term slow burn things, but right now we need money. I don't have necessarily the information right up front now to extort people, but we do have an intelligence network, and that is something worth looking into as to whether or not we've got the kind of information we can use to extort people. I would trust B1 with extorting people a lot more than I would trust myself. So for me, the more applicable, feasible jobs in terms of my skill set, robbing a bank's actually not a bad one, considering the last year I've had fighting people. I'm pretty fit. I've gained a lot of skills in terms of those kind of having to deal with people, and I guess you've got all the skills with the thug life, for lack of a better word, and distributing monies and basically being a crime boss without being a crime boss. So I figure
I would think it's very likely that at some point Triana would have commented on your improved fighting ability. It's like, you almost scares me.
She'd also spent a lot of time training dueling and things like that.
Exactly.
So
You did a lot of training. And stuff.
she's been working hard to kind of make herself a better Mandalorian. But right now we need money and a bank heist.
And you've actually all got armor.
Yeah, we've got
Yeah.
armor, we've got weapons, we've got a ship. We know Elrood, we know the territory. We've got the True Striker network to get intelligence from. Robbing a bank doesn't seem like a bad idea if we want money and we don't care about the law. And when we're talking about laws, we only really care about Mandalorian laws, not Empire laws. And to be honest, I want to get a bit back on the Empire, and taking some of their money sounds like a good damn way to do it.
Well, the other place you can get money from is an Imperial garrison.
How does that work?
They store the money they pay their workers with. Yeah.
Is that harder than a bank job?
Yes. A bank doesn't have military trained personnel with military grade weapons, armor, and vehicles.
Let's start with a couple of banks, see how we go. If we manage with the banks, we'll look at the garrisoners.
The
Let's
banks
do a little
is
bit of-
actually not imperial such.
Most of the banks are Empire, but not Imperial.
Yes. So basically, you're going to be stealing from the citizens.
What was that, David?
B1 looks at you all and says, aren't you guys Mandalorians? Don't you guys hate the Empire?
Yes.
So,
Wouldn't it
if
be
you
easier
rob
to-
an Empire outpost, I don't care about easy. If you rob an Empire outpost, then what you're going to do is, one, steal the money, but two, also make them look like trash. You're going to make them look weak in front of everybody around them.
Okay, I just want to clarify something with Martin as a player. So what's the difference between Empire and Imperial? Like,
So
when you're saying robbing the Empire bank...
is like saying it is a bank in Australia.
So,
Whereas Imperial Bank would be like saying it is the actual bank of the government of Australia.
so I'm more interested in robbing the Imperials, not just Empire owned. Everyone's owned by the Empire. So that would be the garrison run, is that right?
A lot of companies of our route aren't owned by the Empire yet.
Right.
But the Empire has gone out of its way to bring in the banking system into their fold.
So it's under the influence of the Empire.
It's now the
but
Imperial.
it's not specifically Imperial run.
So
I
just
think it's called the Imperial Bank now.
Yeah.
because as a player, my character won't rob a bank that'll affect the citizens like Ross is pointing out. She won't affect civilians who are innocent, it's not their fault. But she will rob a bank that will affect Imperials.
Well, robbing a bank doesn't take money away from the people who put money into the bank.
Right.
It just means the bank now has to make up the money because they're guaranteed that money's
For
safe.
which they'll probably screw over those poor people.
Possibly, but not guaranteed, because if those poor people go to the proper channels, the bank will look bad.
If it's FBC.
Ariana, at the same time, they're not Mandalorians.
No, and I'm much more interested in the Empire have forced me to spend a year in a mining camp. They've, like, as happy as I am to hear the True Striker clan has survived somewhat, I'm not happy a whole lot of Mandalorians haven't survived. So if you guys
what
are
I'm
happy
saying is
to
that
take
even the civilians,
Sorry?
even the civilians are not Mandalorians, so
No.
they shouldn't matter.
They do to a degree. Their sense of ethics
But in the decision
is...
process of us getting tons of cash for the clan, for Mandalorians, they're not Mandalorians, so really, I mean, obviously you avoid it, but who cares, they're not Mandalorians.
I'm going to say, look, this is our first run. I wouldn't mind trying a bank first, just to Just to do a test run, see what it's like.
So why you discuss that? And then you
Yeah, no worries.
But I don't object to trying on a garrison. I just think it's going to be a whole lot more shit when when we have to face those military people. We're going to need to be well organised.
Again, we are wanted criminals. Maybe going to a military would be the best thing, where they have scanners and can tell who people are.
Yeah, definitely a bank job's going to be
Better.
easier at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you're okay with doing a bank job.
China's okay with whoever is in charge, and technically you're in charge.
Okay. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but
B1 looks to kind of
Yeah.
sort of gives a really disappointing look, and then walks off to go timber in a workshop.
Hee.
Khaled, what's your 5 cents?
I think that's going to make everything worse. Something like that. Plus, the other thing isn't B1 also associated with, was it Dark Sun?
I don't know.
Yes, B1 is associated with Darkseid because of
do
the
we know
relation
that?
to yes.
Yeah.
Remember the pilot? I believe her name was Gaia.
Fabio?
No, Gaia from XTS. Or
At the same time,
Geary.
B1 is associated with many things at many places, but
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with who he's loyal to.
No, but the thing is,
No. It's not about loyalty. It's about who you're associated
yeah, but I believe that Dark Sun will actually require their cut as well if you're going to be doing something like this.
What are the other options for making money? I've got robbing a bank, robbing a garrison. Are there, like, you can steal ships and things like that?
You can build up a trade network where you buy stuff or steal it and sell it. If you buy and sell, you're basically legitimate traders,
Okay.
but you've got to buy where it's cheap and sell where it's not.
Okay.
There is.
If you're an adventure-looking set of Mandalorians who want to make their mark in the world, and setting up a trade network sounds very sensible and like it would work, but take a lot of time and effort.
Well, the True Strikers are in the process of doing so.
Yeah,
They started with exotic animals being their
Their trade.
chosen trade item.
And they've moved on.
And they've also got the coin warriors as part of their regiments. So they also use them in part of their services. So they've
That's
moved,
like their mercenary services.
while they do offer, so the coinites that they've got working for them are the public face of the True Striker network.
Makes sense.
So
Everyone also said, look, if they're setting up trade outposts and trying to set up trade networks, there's going to be some resistance. We can fix that.
Yeah.
but
And if you guys are going to start up a little trade business and like do some soaps and chores and phone calls, I'm out.
The admin life is not for you.
Yeah, well, the admin life's not for me either.
That's what those other idiots are for.
So the recommendation is you find places that have exotic gear you need, get it, and return here. They don't care how you get it or what you have to do to get it.
Well, we could do that rather than go for a venture.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There's definite people who are cautious about doing robberies and stuff like that. It is very hot right now. I absolutely agree.
And they also recommend that when you do any form of crime that you proudly wear the Starwing crest on your armor to basically start putting fear into the Empire and make sure you hide it when you're not actively committing the crime.
Hey, we need shit too.
We've got a ship.
We have a ship. That it was the one that we were smuggled in on. They gave it to us, and you called it the
Starhawk.
Laga, the Starhawk.
Kara.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. You guys do what you gotta do. I'm gonna go fix that bucket of balls. I didn't think it was still space worthy.
As you go to head to it, you
Real
see
basic.
it take off and start to leave.
Oh, goodbye.
Is that with Piper?
You think so? Because you haven't seen Piper for a while.
So maybe with her, maybe or
Is it
Gungan
too late
and
to stop
B1
it?
took off again.
Well, they don't have anything to stop it specifically.
Okay, they can't comms up and
They can, but they try not to put out too many comms.
It also is a very low tech ship
Um,
compared to.
so I asked my aunt, is that Piper taking one of the remaining ships?
She says quite possibly she didn't give her permission to go, but she probably went anyway. Yep.
Words.
B1 runs to the nearest airlock and sees being head outside before Piper disappears.
On the planet you're on, you're not in an airlock. You're
Oh,
actually
right,
on the planet
sorry. I
surface.
thought we were in space.
No,
B1's gonna start shooting at Piper's ship.
Pew pew.
Okay, so you feel self-gratified at firing into the air, but unfortunately the ship's fast enough to fly out of range.
Has the
So
ship
does the
left
other B1s follow suit?
The other B1s don't bother.
Okay, so they're not on the ship.
Yeah, we are not a collective.
So gone too late, can't get it back.
At this point, yes, until we find out what's happening there.
And we can't comms with it, you said.
And besides that, ship's also wanted by the Empire for the jailbreak.
Oh, fair enough.
She says, good riddance to the hot ship.
I thought we were given a different ship though.
No, that's the ship that we were given, but it makes sense for the ship to disappear, especially out of game.
Yeah, alright.
We need to wait to see what Mark.
So B1 turns back around and says, so as I was saying, we need a ship.
Otherwise, we actually need to vacate this area. Because I don't think Piper's smart enough to scrub the fog where
Actually-
she left.
Oh, the ship's
I
got a
just-
program running on there that scrubs the previous
Yeah.
destinations whenever it enters the system.
Oh, okay,
And also,
good,
Piper is an incredible pilot. She's very, very good at what she does.
Yeah, except for landing and taking off.
Are there any other ships?
Yeah, look, you may have remembered she was drinking a lot.
We do have another ship. It's unfortunately just a Corellian freighter.
Okay, that's not necessarily.
Oh, those things are useless. They're slow, no armor. They've never done anything useful.
I gather there's not a lot of ships coming to this planet.
We have it down as unsettled on the system charts.
Are there ships that come through, or can we use the Corellian freighter to get somewhere where there's more ships?
Well, you can use the Corellian freighter to go get more ships, yes.
So I have a suggestion for the group. How about we go get on this freighter, go somewhere where there's more ships, and get ourselves a ship?
As a player, I am face palming so right now. As a character, everyone says, yeah, why aren't we doing that already?
Yeah, well, I've only just... I've got the information now that we don't have a ship, so I figure getting a ship will be the first step.
Well, they had two ships, just that the hot one was gone and taken somewhere before they had a chance to change any of the settings. Requires an engineer to modify it.
That's a Corellian class freighter. It might be really old, but if this thing runs, it's going to be perfect for what we need. It carries cargo, it carries all of us, we can live in there basically.
It's their last ship, though. They may not be willing to give it to us.
You're second in charge. You get to choose.
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Also-
know. I'm used to being in charge.
Also, if they won't, we're still going to take it. I don't care. Let's go.
So Sarah hands B1 a shovel,
Why did you get me a shovel?
so you can get the ship.
Okay, so the landing wasn't good.
No, the landing was great. We buried it so it couldn't be found. Here's the coordinates.
I see.
Hey, thank you. Bye.
That's funny.
How are you getting on and off the planet? Is it by the only ship that's just left?
That was one of
B1
the main
has
ship
taken the
reviews.
shovel in earnest and is walking towards the coordinates.
Is the other ship literally buried?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any
Yes.
other way on or off planet that's a little bit faster or easier?
Not that
Yeah,
knows
but
of.
Do I
B1
have
is literally
horsepower
walking
support
towards
for a
that
ship out on the
coordinates.
ground?
She'd love to see that. Can she watch?
Yeah, so I'd love to see that too. That is totally considering seeing whether or not I roll a dice roll big enough to convince myself I did it without actually
So she
doing
hands
it.
you another shovel too and says, "Look, the force helped."
yeah. Alright, looks like if we want this ship we have to dig it out. Looks like they're not using it anyway because they buried it.
It was a safety measure, so if anyone came by, they couldn't detect the ship.
Yep.
Okay, can we take the ship? Will they get by without it?
They are based on this planet for a reason. So
Okay.
they have coin nights come and go about once a month to once a week,
Okay.
depending on contracts.
So definitely one of our goals is getting more ships, especially since there's only one ship really right now. I take the shovel and follow B1 because we need a ship.
And she goes to Carla and look, the force helps as well, and hands Carla the shovel.
Would you have something called bigger? Like, how did you bury it in the first place?
Very slowly, she says.
Many coordinates.
That too.
Does this mean the whole session is going to be spent digging out a ship?
Well, I mean, unless we'll see what
Diggy hole.
if Carly wants to talk to his uncle and see what he
Diggy
wants to do.
diggy hole. Okay, can I get another 2 shovels?
Sure. She hands you another 2 shovels and a pit.
Yep, so I'll hand those to the other B1s.
They just look at you. They don't pick the shovel up at all.
They're not programmed for that.
Yeah, they're like error 404.
Item not recognized.
Yeah, item not recognised.
Alright.
Yeah. I guess we've got to go
You
get
want
the ship.
to advise your colleagues that the hands make the job quicker?
Hey, dumbass, they don't care. Let's go.
You hear over their shoulders, Roger, as they both start heading off, apparently to do inventory.
So our
Do you wanna
session
help me out
is
of ship?
dig a hole, dig a hole.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
It's digging hole. D-I-W-G-Y.
Yep.
Yeah, but that isn't that copyrighted?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you reach the coordinates. It's about a mile away from their campsite, and
Do they have any mining equipment?
We reach the coordinates.
and it appears to be a large cave that you've got to dig free.
Is there any way to tell where the door might be and how much
Quite
access
easily,
we
the
need to
pile
the
of
door?
rocks that look out of place.
Would
Or
I
you need to clear enough
know
for
whether or not I could dig my way into the door, get into the ship, and gently fly the ship out of its hole? So I don't have to dig the whole thing out?
Quite possibly.
Well, that's going to be my
B1 looks to you and says, "Wow, that is the smartest idea you've had the entire time I've known you." That's literally what I was thinking. Well done. You're doing so.
Then B1
Fala
can repair the
doesn't
damage.
even bother responding to B1's sarcasm and just takes off her jacket and starts shifting rocks and dirt so she can get into the ship. So she can get the M and F'n ship and get the M and F'n out of here.
Dank Ferric.
Dank ferric. And I'm channeling snakes from a plane.
Yes.
And luckily for you guys, you've just spent a year working, digging holes for
So
the
we're
Empire.
really good at it
So
right now.
you're really good at moving all this earth.
Yep.
Just strange. They seem to have the thing you needed the skills for. Just right here.
Convenient.
Thea's thinking to herself, I didn't need training in order to know how to dig, but I am aware of the irony.
Well, hey, you do know how to shore up and make a tunnel through a pile of rocks that may come down.
This is true.
Which you wouldn't have known otherwise.
This is true.
Save you having to excavate an entire wall just to get to a small pocket.
Yeah.
So, instead of spending 4 hours to dig all the way through, you only spend an hour to tunnel through.
When I get in there, I access the pilot cabin thingy.
As you get there, you realise that the system is locked down. You're going to have to break into the ship.
Can I ask B1 and see how much sarcasm I have to put up with before it'll help me with a computing roll?
Ooh, probably at least 10 minutes of it.
Oh, look, I'll put up with 10 minutes of it. To be honest, I don't have a lot of choices here.
Nah.
Okay, so you will need to make a skullduggery check to...
Skullduggery?
Skullduggery?
Yeah.
Well, I've got 2 in skullduggery.
2 ranks?
Yep. What's the ability?
Is cunning.
Cunning. I've only got 2 in cunning, but I've got 2 ranks in skullduggery.
But I believe Khalid has...
Carly does have fairly high cunning, I think.
No, I've got presents.
Presence. Who's got high in cunning then?
I think that was someone who's no longer...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was someone else.
At least I got some ranks in skullduggery.
Exactly.
So why skullduggery instead of computing, just out of curiosity?
Stealing stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
Pick locks, pockets. Electronic locks require computers or skullduggery or both. Prison characters, identifying most valuable aspects of security schemes.
Yeah.
I was going to say skullduggery is definitely a big one, but it's not going to the ship, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, where is computing here?
Computing is under...
Yeah, it's from intelligence. It's like the 5th or 6th one down.
Oh, there it is, computers, okay.
Yeah.
For some of these, the
Classes.
I know.
few of it made it up.
Hey, nice.
So, a success and a triumph as you unlock the ship and power it up at the same time.
Woohoo!
You can see lights
The
up.
password was 1234.
No, it was 11234.
Honestly,
Really
it
good.
was 1337.
B1337?
That's what, that was the security password 1337.
Elite.
Okay, so yes, as it unlocks, you hear a computerized voice going, "Welcome, True Striker."
Ooh.
Oh, no. We need to stop that right now.
No, we don't.
Shut
I'm
that
sorry,
down.
the pedal droid is not authorized for that command.
Thank Derek. Thank Ferric.
Thank
Ferric. Do we not? I'm gonna have to do more research. No, I've done research. I've just forgotten it.
Hey, you doing bucket of balls? If you ever break down, I'm the one who has to fix you, so shut up.
Command not recognized.
Salient point. Where are the rest of my crew members?
Staring at you in either wonder or horror, depending
So they're
on
inside
their-
the ship rather than outside the ship?
inside the cave with the ship.
Yep, okay. I just...
It's a saucer-shaped ship with the cockpit between two mandibles.
okay. Kind of like, dare I say it, a Millennium Falcon?
A older version of it.
Okay, cool.
So quite a few
Yep.
models earlier.
Yep.
How was it? 1100, isn't it?
About that, yes.
Can I gauge whether or not I can gently fly it out of the hole instead
It's
of...
got guns. You can just blow your way out.
Is
Whoa!
that would attract a lot of
No!
attention though?
No!
And is that necessary?
I was gonna say we're on a bit of a hidden we're in a hidden system. We're on a moon that is considered non-habitable.
Yeah, I don't want to attract attention.
So you're not going to attach.
Also, these Corellian class raiders are useless buckets of balls that never done anything useful, but they are very tough.
Can I?
Okay, yeah, it's a YT-1000.
I don't know if it needs a roll or not, but can I give a go at just trying to shake it free enough
Yep.
without attracting attention and firing off guns a little bit?
Well,
I'm hoping the ship itself can kind of shake itself free if I gently rock it out.
is in a cavern, so you opened up it could lift off and go forward.
Yeah.
To the,
Yep. That's kind of what I just want to do.
Or you could turn it around and just gun the engines and keep it in space.
Oh, okay. And then that would clear it?
It's the equivalent of spinning wheels.
Yeah, okay. Well, that sounds like it would work, and it doesn't need guns.
Is this just being Aussie and we're going to be birdouts?
Very much so.
Yeah. Let's say I was probably born a hoon in real life.
Hey,
So
we're going to do land spear that eagle hunt. Boys, that's it.
So good, I love it.
so yeah, just try and gently rock it out. Now, are there any crew that aren't with us right now that should be with us? Like, where's eBay?
Don't know where eBay is yet.
Hyper we know is flying
Because
off.
have to discuss with Mike if he wants to bring eBay back, considering where eBay was last in the store.
So for all intents and purposes, we have a whole crew here.
Yeah.
Do we need to get supplies before we take off?
You would assume that you would have had it with you if you
Yep.
needed it.
And we said all our goodbyes to Sarah for expediency's sake. And
Eyes? No, I don't get surprised at all.
so
I think you were surprised by the fact the ship has a voice.
Oh no, not surprised. Disappointed.
I'm going to call the ship Kara. And I'm going to ask Kara to get us into...
Car. I thought you said car, as in from Knight Rider.
No, Kara, as in...
Like K-A-apostrophe-R-A?
Yeah. As in Star, short for Starhawk, because I like the name and it's my ship, so that's what I'm
Who said
calling it.
your shit?
It's our ship.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
And you hear the ship say, property of the True Strikers.
Shut up, idiot!
I whispered to the ship, please don't get me killed by the droid. We like him,
does this
but
actually
he
have
doesn't
the
necessarily
symbol
like
on the
us.
outside as well?
It doesn't have it on the outside, but it's got it on the inside.
Does the ship say anything when I say that?
It says he could reprogram the droid for you.
No, we like the droid precisely because who he is and what he is, so we don't want to change the droid, but we also don't want the droid to kill us, so, you know.
I've never killed Diana.
Yeah, that's Kayana. I'm Thea. My status, I'm not so sure about.
I was gonna say, I have been disproven a Mandalorian eyes, but I've proven myself to be one, so now it's your turn.
So yes, what is your
I don't know,
plan?
I got through a year of basically street fighting in the mines. I'm not doing too horrible. If I had any sway with the GM, I'd be more confident about my statements. But the fact is because people make references about me being his partner and vice versa, he's proven absolutely that
loyalty.
if it's a bad roll and I'm going down, I'm
Going down.
Well, hey, being put in charge is not the best position to be in.
Exactly. Welcome to where I was.
Yeah. I will be transparent about the fact that I've asked him if I ever get animal companions that they don't die, and he's agreed not to kill animal companions.
That's the
Maiming is perfectly fine.
Pardon?
Maiming is still
Yeah,
on the
maiming is fine, but he's not allowed to kill them because me and him don't want me crying on video.
Have the technology to repair them.
Well, I don't have any animal companions in this one, but I in both of my other games I have companions of sorts. So Yeah, the thing you'll notice is that if you're with me in those games, those companions never appear on the battlefield because they're never part of the battlefield. So the agreement is I can't use them in battle as advantage, and they won't die.
Yep.
So
The other advantages with those ones, that's in a fantasy setting, and Raise Dead and Animate Dead still exist too.
But were I to get a companion here, and I have talked to Martin about some kind of companion in this kind of game, because I love sort of animals and it's something I like to bring into my role playing and stuff. I'm trying to get better at role playing, so I do that better sometimes when I've got someone to keep me company.
Get the lizard monkey.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
So
But maybe
it'll
not
be
that kind of
the
thing.
Force just so happens to prefer your companions, and thus they never get harmed.
Yeah. But yeah, at this stage we're doing okay. Alright, so we get into orbit.
Well, first it's a piloting check to see if you can actually do your...
Yep.
You haven't quite done your manoeuvre.
Yes, that's what I wanted to... Sorry,
So
I got distracted.
What is your plan?
Brain.
You
Word
want,
brain.
We want planetary.
Space.
Brain.
Space.
1.
Word.
That's right here.
Thank you.
Yep. And then agility's here. Yep.
Sorry.
And your agilities too.
Yeah, agility 2,
yeah.
but one in space.
So what is Kaya's agility?
I have 3.
So you could actually help.
I was going to say, I probably need help.
And I also
Because
have 1.
Piper was the natural
Yeah,
talent.
she was the
I
natural.
just had the...
Okay,
the-
That
so...
was
Word
necessary.
With a triumph, you do manage to...
I feel good, but fail.
No, you did it. You did it.
I did
No,
it.
it is considered a failure with just a triumph.
Is it?
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, because that one undoes it.
Because there
I
are no
see.
successes at all, but an advantage and a triumph. So yes, you
I
managed
asked
to...
Cara if she can assist.
So you managed to spin the thing around, fire the engines.
I do a really nice burnout.
All the rocks go flying out, and then the power goes off, and
I've
everything
stalled it.
goes dark, and then there's this crunching sound as you land on the bottom gun.
What?
I close my eyes, swear.
There's something for B1 to fix.
Brain. Oh.
You friggin' serious? Do you know how hard it is to get part those blasters? Do you even understand just how long it's going to take me to purely fix that based on labor alone? That's assuming you even get the chance to find a place or appropriate place to where you can get that done. What the hell? How dare you?
2 questions.
It's the way disease and doesn't stop
Delayed
for a period.
response to something dark side.
Yep.
That's appropriate. If I took meds at 2, can I take meds?
Yes.
I can. Okay. So, despite B1's tirade, I lower my head down to the dashboard, whisper to Cara and say, could you just get us into orbit, please?
Okay.
I will, and with that, behind her back, I will help press some buttons.
you push some
Get it
buttons,
working.
nothing seems to happen, everything's still off.
Can I reset the system?
That would, is it that
Possibly.
It'd be a computer's.
That'd be a mechanics for it.
I don't have
I might need
that.
help.
I will then go like because I believe
Yeah.
Carla, you have mechanics,
As does your droid.
and so
Yep.
I'm just gonna like slowly back up.
Yeah,
and
everyone
find-
stands there and looks at you. Doesn't say a word, doesn't move. I've literally been fixing all of your stuff for the entire time we've been together.
I will go find Carla. I won't even say a word to P1.
I will just...
I'm standing right behind him and going,
Something.
Well, it is dark.
Yeah,
Something. Brain.
I could offer
Sorry.
light. I can hold a flashlight while somebody yells at me. Fine.
I ask if Khaled or B1 can get us up.
I think they would need
something word.
Yeah.
Thing.
I can pilot this thing.
Get your
I just fix it.
I was gonna say they need to. I think what you're asking is to have them fix the power first.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, you could ask.
Yeah, I asked Carlin.
That
I didn't ask you. I didn't ask B1 because he was giving me a death stare.
Yeah, well, so he always stares.
Yeah, it's always a death stare.
just gonna get.
That's what they were designed for, to terrorize humanity and other aliens and that.
Yeah, I was going to say, not just humanity.
So, D1, do you think that she knocked the power coupling out?
Do you want me to fix it?
Well, I'll help you.
Good, follow her, let's go.
Okay, so
Everyone pushes past Pam for being a massive douche. And then he tends to go and fix it in whichever way he deems appropriate.
So B1 goes and finds that you'd overloaded the ship's engines in blowing out the rocks and tripped all the safeties. So he just pushes the button and the power comes back on again.
Okay, he turns around and looks to Crown. Wow, so hard. That was so difficult.
You're talking.
Oh, it's almost as if you've got one of the most incredible mechanics that you've ever done, just standing right next to you, ready to fix things.
Oh, thanks, Carlin.
And then over speakers, there's this warning: lower gun seems to be compromised.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Is Hull...
Everyone also grabs a wrench and throws it at Clang's head.
I will try to dodge.
Okay, you dodge to the side.
Haha, I can
As the wrench bounces off something and there's sparks and something goes dark.
You see what happens when you're a smart ass?
I could win dodgeball tournaments. That's what I'm learning.
And you hear life support offline.
It's a good thing we're on planet.
Raise your hand if you don't need life support. Raise his hand. Oh, B1, please say this. Oh, B1, please fix the life support. Oh, B1, I'm a disgusting meat sack who needs to breathe.
I
Oh,
will say-
B1, you're a fantastic, wonderful person, but please just fix the ship.
No, I'm working with her.
Okay, fine.
I will say, B1, I'm a disgusting meat sack. Will you please fix the ship so that we don't all die?
Yeah, but if you guys die, I can sell the ship.
Yeah, but also you could use us to help get the ship to a more profitable location before you kill us.
I could also sell you guys into slavery. Alright, B1 intends to go and fix the life support systems.
It's not a hard fix for you, but you should be able to fix it quite well.
Alright, I'll write them with smile.
I know, that's what I'm waiting to.
Apparently, you're brilliant at your fixing things. Everything just falls into place very quickly. You feel so good about yourself, and you get a automated voice from the ship going, "My B1, your hands are so skillful."
So what you're telling me is B1 literally walked over to the console and pressed the button that he to bring it back out from the wrench bit.
Quite possibly, yes.
Wow.
Most likely. And also, you have now impressed the ship. So look out. She thick.
With 3 C's.
Exactly.
Does it make me old that I don't know what that means?
Maybe, because that's very hard to explain.
The ship is caked up.
Again.
Perhaps even double kicked up.
I really didn't need to know. I figured it out roughly on my own anyway.
I would say that it's probably, just go with your context clues, it's probably it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so once the ship powers up, and then you tell it you'd like the ship to get you to orbit.
Mm-hmm.
I think the ship's already in orbit.
Or, no, we haven't.
And was it B1
How did that go
over
everyone's head, whereas Thick didn't?
Oh, true.
You hear the engine start powering up, and it slowly rock as it squeezes out of the hole.
Alrighty. So it gets on out here.
It's just my meds put in because I took a lot just now.
All good. So yes, you now have a ship flying with a slightly damaged bottom section.
Do I get bonuses when I take extra meds? Sure. I'm joking.
Less pain!
Alright, I'll just imply.
You just get less negative.
Yeah, just cause I see you.
You can't do it that way because the days where I'm in that much pain, I just end up like with 50 blue dice.
I don't know, it's just extra dice every single time at this stage. So
we make it up into the actual out of the atmosphere.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you hear it putter up into the into space.
You said we've got XP to spend. I think I know where I want to spend XP. We're going to be spending a long time on a ship. I don't know, that and more armor against, or more leadership or something skills.
Hey, you got a droid who's a great leader who can tell you what to do.
Yeah, look, we could just put B1 in charge. I'm sure he
he was like pseudo in charge while I was in charge anyway, so there's that.
There you go.
Hee. Okay, so we take off into orbit. Alright, Captain. Where are we going?
Did I find out enough information from Sarah to know where to head to start looking for ships?
Well, the next step of the journey is to Torina. Because you don't really want to go back to Darylon with the ship because, hey, you'll just be right back where you left yourself.
No.
That would be bad times.
Brain.
Okay, so we leave the Imo system and head back towards our favorite place, Torina.
Can anyone remember what we last did in Torina?
We last moved from Elrood to Torina. That's where there's the 2 starports. There was
took
a big
a star
there.
cruiser to Torina that had been attacked by pirates, loaded it up with prisoners, and then flew that to Darylon.
Yep.
Okay. But what was our we've been on Torina a couple of times.
What
times.
have you done?
That's where we met Maverick.
Yeah. Okay. So this is where Fabio.
This is where Fabio
something dark side. Yeah.
All that.
All right. So we might have some contacts there. Yuri, I think it was, not Yuri.
I don't remember. But no, I don't know if she would be there. Maverick, we know, is moved on. Whether or not he made it back to Torina by now, hard to say. But he's very well known there, so I doubt it.
He's also wanted by the Empire.
He's also
because he's a suspected Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've also got to try and fly under the radar. Are there any true striker people on Torina that we can use to find some way to land without having to report in as who we really are?
Well, while you're in transit,
Yep.
you do find that there is a cache of credits here and some IDs.
Right. Cool. Awesome.
Basically, the IDs are fresh, not being used yet.
Nice.
So you can call them whatever you want to call them.
Okay.
And they will be registered.
Yep.
And with each ID is 100 credits.
Okay. I don't think that's going to buy us an awful lot, but
Nope.
Well, it's normally a emergency stash.
Yep.
Not a live the rest of your life stash.
Yeah. Yeah. Is Torino got something dark side?
It has
spaceports.
It has
2 spaceports.
quite a few. Has 2 space station spaceports.
Oh yes.
Yep.
And a couple of planetary spaceports.
Right. Yep. That's what I wanted to know. So we're looking for ships. That's where we're gonna.
It's also the end of where most
go.
transports go to, because going any further
I was gonna
generally
say,
means you
can't-
get your ship back.
Yeah, you can't go to Darylin anymore. And the Unreal system overall as a system is uninhabited.
that's listed as uninhabited.
Yeah.
Just so no one really comes and looks.
Yeah, because I know because we came from a jungle moon around the unknown planet in the unknown system. I don't know why, it just took me forever to get the concept of, like, sizing, I guess, and everything. But no, I feel like I got it now. I feel like I still have a lot of questions, though. About, like, the sizing of, like, how do you go from city to planet to moons to
Well, it generally takes
solar system to
generally takes about
sector.
half an hour from take off from a planet to get
surface
to the
to-
edge of its gravity well, so you
Yeah.
can then jump to hyperspace.
Yeah,
Unless, of course, you watch the last few movies.
which makes no sense.
No.
But the standard thing is a half hour.
About
But in your case, it's about an hour because you're going on the
course.
powered ship.
yeah.
Do we have any friends, contacts on Terrinoth?
It's been over a year since you've been here.
Of course,
I was gonna say I've been dead.
And,
sorry for
um,
the stupid questions.
And
No,
you're
it's
not
not.
you're not
It's a
sure,
good
but
question.
considering you also know you're wanted by the Empire at this stage, and they might know who you spoke to along Terrinoth.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
contacts are either gone, uncontactable, or burned.
What's
You
next
do-
from here?
You do have a droid who has contacts with the criminal elements of the planet.
Yeah. So that would be what's next. Is
Well, the question is do we stop here and get in contact with the criminal network and look at
criminal ways
criminal
of getting-
activities?
or do we go?
Or do
legit?
we go on to go beyond, because we're known at Terrinoth.
We're known in the whole sector.
Yeah,
We have a meeting this afternoon with them.
that works.
And if you wear your Mandalorian armor, people don't recognize you for that.
Yeah. 'cause we
no,
have,
that's fine.
Which is why they
well,
were suggesting you wearing those while you're committing crimes, because
Yeah.
hey, the Starwing clan committing crimes is well not something that your clan cares that much about.
also good. Meet with criminal contacts. Happy to do that.
And plus it helps jack up prices for their other trade if they happen to
I was like, oh, you know about them.
yes, the Starwing are terrible, that they fight us all the time. We're going to have to charge you more to protect us from them.
All right,
So I guess
that's the plan.
I guess the question as well is, it's the new IDs. You can make whatever name you want. Is
Yeah.
Stay gonna change her name,
I am.
or at least her her known.
Yeah,
name.
it. I think it would behoove us all to change our names. Why get fresh IDs and then just stick our old names on them? That's probably not going to end well, unless you be one who can just reorganize how everything's perceived electronically, I guess.
Really, I'll call myself B1 if I don't want to, but also
Exactly.
I can continue to call myself B1 because we're literally doing Mandalorian.
Exactly.
Exactly. So
Yeah, but the
B1
other thing is,
going-
how common is a B1 battle droid that's running around that's not being controlled by...
You've seen Ford today.
well, and it's also like, isn't B1's body now a
He's still moderately recognizable as A1 battle droid, but give him some time.
but like, yeah, like it's obviously a augmented B1 battle droid, and it looks like something that was put together from remnants from the Clone Wars, essentially.
It does.
And he looks even much more scrappy than usual was as well. As you guys have to agree, he looks much more efficiently put together, but definitely abstract cases.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you look at V1 battle droid, like he obviously was said, he looks more like those other dingus battle droids.
So I would think
But he's much more sleek, larger arms, larger legs, and
Yeah.
less fragile glass cannon
yeah.
glass to hold on.
Yeah, because I would think at this stage, it's not like super common. It would still be rare to see a B1, but like it's still possible that you would see a droid put together from B1 parts that something.
Yeah, so when you put it into context as well, like the Clone was obviously quite a while ago.
Was it 15 years ago this stage or 20? Or no, wait, more.
B1 battle droids weren't
Just
everywhere.
about
Also,
15 years.
most B1 battle droids weren't, especially the early model, which is what B1 was, weren't independent and weren't capable of independent.
Yeah.
So that they ended up adding in
Weren't
extra memory
capable.
pieces to them.
Yeah.
And then once they became, they were supposed to memory wipe them after a certain amount of time,
And then
but they decided not to because it was causing too many complications, and then that caused more complications.
yeah.
Yep. And then maybe one of them or two of them or 15 of them got a bit murdery.
Okay, so yes, you do get a contact from one of B1's associates, giving you you've been granted clearance for landing on the same station you used to run out of.
Hee, that's funny.
Couple of decks up from your previous hangar, and it's an external docking port, so you don't even get to land your ship in there.
Gotcha.
How much time do you have between then and now?
Before you have to dock,
Yeah.
probably about an hour or so, because it'll take you that long to fly there.
Cool. Everyone's gonna do some tinkering. He's gonna do some tinkering. He probably won't finish that tinkering in an hour though, so that's okay.
You're gonna start removing speakers.
No. Tinkering is a device that he's been working on, but even if I remove the speakers, that wouldn't remove the actual problem. I think that ships due from memory wipe. You can't let droids and ships and mechanical things not having memory wipe. Otherwise you get problems, you know?
Yeah.
Can I stop him from wiping the memory of Kara?
You can, but that's between you and David.
Why do you want to wipe the memory of this particular ship right now?
What did she ask?
She asked why you wanted to remove the memory of the ship you're on.
Because it's a dumb dingus that won't shut up.
Not good enough.
Kayana would say, Thea, do you want the ship to keep its memory?
Yes.
I tell B1.
For the moment.
B1, keep its personality.
I think I know what the dingus is now.
He.
So does this mean
You know what? B1 sort of reaches this contraption that he's been working on together. He was trying to make it a little less smooth, but sort of a little more smooth and a little less painful. But he slaps the modified medical scanner onto Kana's back. So he slaps the modified medical scanner together, slathers it in glue, and then attaches it to Kayana's arm.
Wait, my robot arm?
Maybe.
I was gonna say, do you want to figure out which arm first?
Do you need anything else?
The cybernetic arm.
Yeah.
Nah, not the cybernetic arm.
So it enhances your meat arm.
Oh yay! I get a go-go gadget screen on my normal
No,
arm.
it's not even useful to you, it's on your upper arm. Essentially it is constantly scanning your medical life signs and transmitting it directly to B1. B1 has a long-range communicator built into them, which we had much earlier in the campaign. It still has. So he's constantly monitoring you and can now communicate with you at most times. Maybe, if Martin says it works, he's not really, he just really finish it, but you did piss him off, so now you've got a big chunk of metal glued to your arm.
Okay. should have got him to do the injections in my back.
Okay, so once you turn it on, you hear the ship say, medical readings established. Connection made between Kayana and B1 337.
You can't escape me now.
She's just heating food up for me. I couldn't walk back to the kitchen.
Is that encrypted?
Yeah.
Is that too hot?
Hey, Colin, check this out. I got the really good party trick. So, it also interfaces with the arm. So, watch this.
No shocking.
The cybernetic arm
She also grabbed.
just starts wearing like an idiot.
Sorry.
So your other arm starts waving.
No, the sandwiches. So I got them because they're sandwiches. They'll be easy to eat. I'm just gonna hang that one. I'm not gonna lose it again. Thanks.
And Kayana, what feels the cybernetic arm start waving around?
Your arm starts getting
Doing the wave.
remote controlled.
Okay. I'll just tell B1. Haha. Very funny. I get it. And that's it.
Sarcasm detected,
Yeah.
the ship says.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. So you know the constant communication with the big one now. The big one doesn't have a medical scanner anymore. That's sad.
What did you just say? Sorry, David?
B1 doesn't have a medical scanner anymore.
Oh, okay. Yep. So you've attached your medical scanner to Kayana.
Yep.
For any particular reason?
Yeah.
Or
So he knows when she dies.
Okay, fair
monitor.
enough. He cares about you enough to know that either you're gonna die and he's like, oh no, I need to save her, or you're gonna die and he's gonna go, now who calls who? Whatever you said a name before.
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, whatever the name calling.
Yeah.
No, not Vic. That was the ship. I don't think
I don't remember.
that applies to their relationship at all. But did it start with D?
I really don't remember, to be honest with you.
It was funny. I'm like, I want to use that.
I bet it was really funny. I bet it was funny because I'm a pretty funny person.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, this meeting, when's it coming up?
Not long after you dock. And David, you realize, B1 realizes his ship has extended his communication range while you're within range of the ship.
And question, is this meeting B1 in charge of what's going on, or am I meant to be representing the clan at this meeting?
No, I'm not in charge of anything. I just arranged the meeting.
Just before the meeting starts, I'll make sure I put on all my armor and make sure I look as good as I can look. Including putting my new, was it a vibra sword?
Yep.
Putting that around and having my blasters, both blasters. I have one on hip, one on my leg. This hip, that leg.
I got my cake back.
Everyone runs up to you and grabs the vibra sword from your hands. Whoa! What do you think you're doing?
Whoa.
Bringing a weapon in case I need to use it.
No, of course you're bringing a weapon. I don't care about that. This vibra sword is broken. Where did you buy this on?
I didn't. It was cast off. It's all I could get.
Stall for like 5 minutes. Hang on. Everyone goes back.
Look, mystified briefly as B1 races off. Figure cover and then
this is the sword and freeze back.
And it's all shiny now.
Where is this meeting?
Oh, we are on the Star port station that our former
True Striker's got a
that
base.
our former what were we before? Sector Ranger. That our former Sector Ranger office was on. We are a couple floors down on an outside port, not an internal port. So we have to go through an airlock to get onto the port.
It seems whoever
Yeah,
set it
I-
up has a sense of humour. Your meetings in your old hangar.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, no, I was literally about to say, I told them you need to be old hangar now. They're gonna go there. You should probably wait until they get there to get there. Otherwise, they might try and jump you or attack you or something.
I'm not racing there. I'm doing precisely what B1's suggesting, which is I'm arriving early, but not arriving there. I'm arriving enough to watch and surveil what's
Yeah.
happening.
Also, they may try and shoot you straight away. Don't panic. You'll be fine.
I don't plan to, but thank you for the warning.
Yeah, don't be afraid to kill one or two. They're only minions.
That is useful information.
I assume, I guess. I don't really know.
I wonder how much of B1's antics was him just guessing that people are expendable.
Depends if one of them takes a shot at me, and it depends
What do you
on what
mean,
happens
Justin?
if I
People
fight.
are expendable.
And it depends on whether or not I'm establishing myself as a big bad or not. We'll see what Martin does with me.
Yeah, and B1 has essentially been imposed upon him that Mandalorians are the only ones that count now, so literally no one else matters.
B1, you count to me. I know right now that doesn't mean a whole lot, but you do still count to me.
Yeah, no, I count all the time. I count the amount of times we're about to get shot. It's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah,
I think in B1
and I do. I absolutely expect that you're keeping count of how often I fail, and I'm expecting
Oh,
every now and then for occasionally to get a nice little update on where my failures are at the moment, and just how far gone they're going to be, and I'll work on making them better.
you're putting way too much thought in this. I'm just gonna count how many limbs you lose that I have to replace. It's gonna be hilarious.
I got one.
Goals.
At least they're
Girls gotta
achievable
have
goals.
goals.
Exactly.
Lose all my limbs. Become General Grievous.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
B1 love that.
What do we call a bear trying to swim with no long arms and legs?
What?
Bob.
That's what my aunt's called.
It's a family name.
Approaching the
Okay.
meat.
So as you're waiting, you see a Wookiee walk up to the room and start fiddling with the controls.
Does it have a collar on?
Can I tell? I'm guessing I can't tell much from this distance.
Not from you're sort of watching from stealth.
Do I still have my little scopy thing on me? Does that help?
Mm-hmm.
You do not.
I lost all the gear.
You lost everything
Not.
other than what you got from last session.
Yeah. Yep. So I'll have to get a scope and stuff.
So as you're watching, you see the Wookiee open up the place and have a look inside.
Yep.
Then pull out a comlink and mumble into it. You can't tell what he's saying from here.
B1 starts speaking at Triona's cybernetic home. How did you get food in here? In your shoulder? What the hell? What happened to this thing?
I had a hard time getting it in the socket. I thought.
Oh, shut up. You're in stew. Come on.
It's funny.
And while you're having that argument, you see what appears to be a little kid walk up and go into the room, followed by a Twi'lek and what appears to be a Trandoshan.
Oh man, would it be funny if somebody really tried that door in that kid room?
And so
That'd be hilarious.
Okay,
So I'm
you
just
have a
double-checking my
Wookiee
brain.
and a Trandoshan.
Yep.
so the Wookiees spies this code, goes in and meets a Trandoshan, and there's
No, the Wookiee goes at the door, checks to make sure it's okay,
Then
calls out, and then the kid wanders up, followed by a Twi'lek and Trandoshan, and all four of them go in.
Okay, cool. All right. Does it look
Wookiee
like
in a translation and a Twi'lek walk into a bar.
Carlin's with me? Can you scout, reconnoiter the surrounding area, and watch our backs?
Yeah. I could do
I
that.
presume you're one of the better placed ones, unless I'm remembering the wrong stats to the wrong person.
I'm
You've
skilled
only got
in it.
limited people.
I don't have. I'm
was
the
gonna say,
average
you're
in the
protected.
stats, but I'm skilled in it. The stealth and surveillance in it.
Yeah. As far as I knew you were, because I was thinking of taking either B1 and Kayana or B1 or Kayana, depending on who wants to come with and not come with.
I was gonna say at this stage it would be best to take everybody.
Well, I was gonna take. I wanted to leave someone out just to watch our backs. So maybe Carly could take up the back and kind of keep watch from behind.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
Yeah.
just in case.
Yeah.
Like these guys could be followed by someone we don't know, Imperials, for some other reason, and we could get caught up.
I kind of see what you mean. So we watch them go in. We can go in.
But
Pilot can wait like a couple of minutes and then follow us in.
yeah, and follow us, but sit also at the door and keep watch
Should
and watch our
anything-
backs. Should say
Yeah.
Imperials or something turn up, we've got
And
trustworthy someone watching
I've
our
got
backs.
B1's comm link, so I can
Yeah.
give
Yeah.
a message.
So we happy with that?
If Carla's
Okay.
I'll
I
just do that.
will head in with Kayana and B1. Because they're expecting to see a leader, I will make sure I'm standing up straight. Did I get my vibro sword back from B1?
Yeah, you did.
I'm not a person of big words, so I just pat B1's shoulder as a thanks.
Oh, don't touch me. You'll get your grease on my arm.
Then I put my hands up.
Touch him, it's corrosive.
No, I just put my hands up as in mea culpa, won't do it again, and then head in.
Doing Mr. Kana, you know what else is corrosive? Sulfuric acid. Keep it up, huh?
I'm not sure what that's meant to be.
It's a threat. Because I threatened him. I
Yeah.
threatened him first.
No, I'm happy with your banter. That's like to take it into player level. The amount of pain I'm in.
Ooh, B1, look out, it's a giant magnet! Oh no.
What you got for the first half of the game was brain not working because
Of course, yeah.
body screaming at it. But now I've just gone, right, you guys aren't playing nice to all my pains, taken all the meds, and now you've got Ariana slightly better off pain going, okay, the
What's
world is,
happening?
World is weird.
you know, I don't get high, but everything's dampened and a little
Yeah.
bit more calmer about everything.
So yes, walk.
Everyone threatens to vent the drive plasma into your room while you sleep.
My room?
No, my room.
Okay.
No, Kana's room.
Thea or Kayana? Kayana, okay.
So yes, walking in, you see.
Do I hear that?
Oh, it's just
Yeah, that's-
it's just us bantering.
Bantering,
Behind
okay.
you.
No, all I'm going to do if I hear it is look between the two, share a little smile of appreciating those small joys that the last year I haven't been around these people. I haven't
He's like,
heard
oh, you
this
missed this.
banter.
What are you
Now
smiling at,
hearing-
idiot? I was actually part of this. I was actually living space in the
There's
space.
people that I care about a lot, and I've just take a moment and I mindfully appreciate the fact that I got through all of that and I still have these guys, and I
And
appreciate
what
that.
you also hear is Kayana being a little bit more vicious towards B1 than she has in the past.
Yeah, and I kind of pick up it's a little bit more serious vicious. Like there's
Death threats.
Yeah, death threats, it's fine.
there's indication that you've been through a bit,
Yeah.
and that's coloured. It's changed your personality a little.
Yeah.
So walking into this area, you see that most of what used to be your hangar is now just storage. And
Just spot anything kind of maybe useful in there, like that's something I might want to walk out with later if I let these guys
most of
leave
that
first.
has like hazardous waste symbols on it,
Okay, so like biotoxins, this will kill you very slowly.
and just left in the hangar because no one quite got round to cleaning
So
it.
we don't want to be here for very long, is what I'm getting.
And sitting on one of those crates, it appears to be the little kid.
Okay.
He's about 1 meter tall.
Yep.
Big round eyes.
Yep.
Tiny little horns on his head.
Yep.
That's a trap.
I was gonna say, do I know what species he is?
No idea.
Okay.
Never met his species
Okay,
before.
that's all good.
And either side of him is the Wookiee and the Trandoshan, and behind him is the Twi'lek, who gestures you forward.
So you got a Wookiee, a Trandoshan, and a Twi'lek walking to a bar. And by the end of the night, the Trandoshan is being beaten to death with his own arm. Okay.
Very
We can only
disarming.
hope.
Seeing that the kid seems to be the centre of attention, hoping I guess right, I nod and I am not going to give him my real name. I am going to call myself
Bob.
I'm gonna. It's used quite often, but it feels right for today. I'm just gonna call myself Kai.
Spelled.
Kai.
I like it.
Okay.
Bob.
And so the droid's called Bob.
Now they know who I am.
Martin, is there a particularly ferocious exotic animal that you'd be well known for killing? What's that
Gundogs.
animal that we killed with Greya?
Oh, the big,
remember?
the giant stingray thing.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know?
Oh,
what that-
Well, no. There's nothing but a fleet admirals.
Yeah, no, I'd like to say that.
Hold on. Goes on. Kid. And do you want to fight?
Okay, I believe they were called Jammers.
Jammers, yes.
Jammers. So I'm gonna call myself
Kai.
I wanna work the word jammer into it, make it sound pretty cool. I don't wanna say
I can live with you,
I'm
but
gonna
then
say-
not AJ.
Do you want Jammer Killer as a last name?
well, I don't know, I want something big. Can we just put insert jammer killer until I can come up with something
Kia
for
the
next
Jam?
game? I don't want to say jam striker, but I'm kind of like,
Yeah, that's a little.
you know,
I see what you mean.
V1 Sense World introduces you. So this is Jam Sandwich.
no, the
Just kind
I whatever I have to roll to talk over B1, I call myself Kai, and I'll call myself
insert last name later.
insert last name later.
Yeah, that's what it, Jam Sandwich.
If I can talk
These are the other idiots, that doesn't matter.
roll to
So
command presence or something. I don't know.
you can try.
I wanna draw presence to me.
Okay, so I believe that would be a.
Is that like charisma or
Yeah, go
presence?
with a charm. No charisma.
Presents.
Charm or
Charm or
straight
coercion.
charm with coercion.
Coercion is the line under charm.
Yep. Will.
Okay, that's will.
Presence.
Yeah, I will use coercion. Just, I want them to think I am the power in the room.
Okay, so do you
I
have any
hope
ranks in
to
it?
God that those dice know I've been through a lot of shit today and roll nicely for me.
No.
But you have good skill in it.
Brain,
Four.
brain. I have willpower 4.
Yeah. You got it.
So apparently, no success, but you feel
Fuck.
really good about it.
You got so much.
But I swear that those dice, they don't care how bad a day
You
I've
got so much advantage. You got 5 advantage, but no
Wait,
success.
sir. With that kind of a roll, you are the living and running of the Dunning-Kruger effect.
What's
Yeah.
the Dunning-Kruger effect? So my brain's not
so-
working today.
You're good.
The most confidence is the least intelligence.
Okay, so
Yeah, I don't wanna do that.
You basically talk all over what B1 was saying to no real advantage, but you do manage to talk over his introduction.
I don't
of you.
want to talk over. I just don't want to be.
Introduced. As
I don't want to
Jam
be introduced as Jam Sandwich. I want to just come out with being respected.
And
Enough
the
for
little
these
kid
guys
with a
to-
very weedy voice says, "Hey, one at a time."
Yeah,
I like
that
this.
works.
I like this.
To be all honesty, if And I don't mean anything bad, but if B1's going to talk over and make me look bad in front of these people, I've got to try and make an impression on them. So,
I don't support you on that one.
Yep.
Everyone is going to look at the little one and says, hey, little dumb needs I did. This is another dumb needs I did. You guys should talk or something. Leave me alone, go away.
yeah.
You're the one who came in here.
Go interface with a power socket over there, Tin Man. He says in a weedy voice.
Stop my interface.
So, I don't change my demeanour regardless of how he looks. I speak to him like an adult, like I take him seriously for the moment I am until he proves that he can't.
No.
What name did he give me?
He didn't give you a name.
Okay.
You didn't.
Will he give me a name
Well,
now that I've given mine?
Well, he asked you to say it again because you missed it.
Yeah. So I tell him I'm Kai and I will give you a new name later.
and you are here to discuss. What is your goal?
So, Kai, I hear you're looking for work, he says with his high-pitched, weedy voice. My name is Kaggle, and...
Kaggle?
Kaggle, yes, as in Kaggle.
Yep. Does he look like a species I recognise?
Does not still look like a species you recognize.
Looks childlike, big
Very
eyes.
childlike, big eyes.
He's got like the full chibi effect going on.
Yep.
Okay, nice.
Very adorable looking.
And does he introduce his companions?
He does not.
Okay, I say very briefly, this is my...
But he just puts his hand up as you do that.
Okay,
That's
fine.
unimportant.
Nope, that's fine.
So, I'm looking for a couple of... best way to put it was referred to me as meat sacks needing employment. So, if you'd like to make some quick money, I can have some rather...
What's the job?
Well, first one is there's a shipment of diamonds going and other gems going through the space station here. Probably in the next day or so. I'm still tracking down the full details of it. If those, shipments sort of got waylaid and replaced with, say, hazardous material, he says, tapping on a box, he would be very appreciative, and you can keep whatever you take.
Okay. Do we get enough info to know who wants the shipment taken from and wants the stuff replaced with?
Apparently, someone by the name of Ludchud, which you recognise from your files as being one of the crime bosses of the area.
Yep. So can you write that in?
Ludchud, Lud space Chud.
Can you take over? I'm
Yeah, I got
not going
you.
to keep this up. The electric shocks are going
Oh,
to
good.
make me cry any second now.
Yeah, no, I got you.
So he would like to get one up on the other guy, and by not actually having any of the merchandise, he's assuming there's trackers throughout it. He manages to be clean of it, and you get to then profit from whatever you can.
We just got to find a way to clean it ourselves.
That's your problem.
Yeah, obviously, but I'm flagging that as a...
He does say that out loud, so you can understand that there is.
You don't
a
happen to
drawback.
know anyone who does those kind of things, though.
I'm sure your droid thingy over there will be able to help you with that sort of thing.
He is immensely intelligent at those things.
So, just to make sure I have this all correct, he is essentially giving us a job of heisting space diamonds on the space station that are in control of Ludchud.
Yep.
So we're striking against Ludchud, and then it's up to us to
Replace it with hazardous material.
replace with hazardous material and then clean and fence the diamonds ourselves.
Because he believes the shipment's going directly to Ludchud's estate, and he thinks it'd be hilarious to dump
Give
some
him-
hazardous waste.
So he's a prankster. I get it.
He has a sense of humour. I kind of like
And
him already.
if he manages to kill Ludchud in the process, so much the better.
I don't think anyone minds if he manages to kill that job in the process.
He's not particularly fond of arachnid-looking species.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely not fond of them either.
I think you might be talking to us.
But I suppose if I made sure Ludchud didn't survive in a particularly humiliating manner, I could get some kind of bonus.
Not for a while. He wants to have his fun first.
Fair enough. But when he gets to the stage, let me know.
Besides, he wants to take over most of his organization before he gets rid of the center of the web.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Ha 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 ha. I like that. It's fun.
Sounds like good plans. Alright, does he give you all the details I need to track down this bloke and all the details I'm gonna get?
He does. He says if you take your choice of materials, he will send the rest to your droid when he gets the full details. But it sure won't be too long because Ludchud's already offloaded the diamond from one of the pirate groups, so he's already paid for it.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So it's up to us to intercept them.
So he's already paid for it, so he's gonna get what he paid for.
Yep.
Pretty much, and then either if you get rid of the trackers correctly, he will blame the pirates for the false shipment.
This is not sounding entirely like a bad idea.
And his hands were completely clean, and he gets to poke fun at his rival.
Yeah. He sounds like a fun guy. Not like a mushroom, rather than. Yeah.
So you do get the sense that the Wookiee and the Trandoshan are a little apprehensive at this point.
Cream egg thingy. Cabbage cream egg thingy. Dark chocolate peanut butter. Dark chocolate peanut butter.
Thank you.
So the one thing I managed to make myself get up to do tonight was chocolate.
That's a good one.
And it's also the first time
Getting
you've heard
myself
that
up
Ludchud is not human.
Oh, true. We didn't know that.
What?
So he's a
Yeah.
Called a Rakan.
I was just gonna say, oh no, I'm not a big fan of seeing photos, but can you show everyone else photos?
We're seeing.
Oh, I don't like that. Okay, I'm totally fine with having him just die. Kill it with fire.
What was the species called?
Rakan.
Rakan.
So for your benefit, that's what he looks like.
I'm saying R-I-K.
If you can see it, Ross.
Yeah. At least he doesn't look like the one out of the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I couldn't. When I watched that episode,
Didn't like it.
I have to do it looking at my phone the whole time and listen to it. Because I have really bad night terrors related to those.
That, yeah.
Alrighty. That dark chocolate peanut brittle is pretty good.
It is. And see that little kid in there? That's him and his bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
That's cute.
Is that the Wookiee?
No, it's a different bodyguard that's not here at the moment.
I was gonna say that might be related to his species.
Do I happen to know the Wookiee? Does he look?
He does not look familiar.
I'm guessing they don't invite any conversation.
They do not.
That's alright. I'm happy to not go there, although wouldn't mind being able to test out my Wookiee on another Wookiee if there's ever an opportunity.
Usually will be.
So which one do you like? I'll make it closer.
That's the last sword.
That's the last? Not for me. Alrighty. Thank you. The materials. He said we need to pick some out now.
Says yes. He will leave and let you enjoy your plunder.
Okay.
He arranged for your choice of hazardous waste.
B1, can you tell us anything about these materials?
And the four of them leave while you talk to B1.
Actually, no, that's too sweet. I'm definitely in for the dark peanut.
So, what can
B1?
B1 see? Unless B1 is currently unavailable.
Might be in bad reception.
He might be.
Or have his thing on mute.
No, he's not. Wait, Ross, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, he might just be in.
Ross, do you have any skills in being able to determine chemicals and things like that?
That's more of education than that.
What is that when you?
Looking at that is more like education.
Right, I have 0 in education.
I was gonna say yeah.
What's the agility thing? Is it like it's not? It'll be intelligence, right?
It's intelligence based, yes.
Right. Does anyone have any high intelligence
Yeah.
or education?
Nope.
Well, you got a majority of high intelligence, so we can actually tell you what's this.
Okay, so are you back there? It was that David, not
Yeah.
Ross.
That was
David. B1, are you able to tell us anything about these materials here, please?
Yeah, but I'm going like that short.
Well, we've been asked to use these against this guy, but I think the direction was not to kill him. Do any of these suit that role more
Was
than...
to cause issues but not kill it.
Yeah. So, does any of those fit the bill more than the others?
So
I'd offer you dark chocolate peanut brittle, but unfortunately it doesn't travel through pixels that well.
They're not really well, unfortunately.
Trust me, if David turns up in this house again, he'll literally, it'll be like, here, have more coffee, have all the coffee, here's all the chocolate, here's anything you like, you have it, and you take it home, and he's like, I don't have a truck big enough for all that shit.
All of the things that he's requested online.
Well, not
Every game.
just us trying to get you through hard days.
So, David, B1 does pick up that there are quite a few different hazardous materials here, and in particular, there is some gem-like material that is radioactive and will make people extremely ill if they're in contact with it for a prolonged period.
That sounds like the one.
Yep. Are there any ones that will actively kill as opposed to maim?
Yes, there are a couple of them, but they're more liquidy than solid.
So it's not as fun, and it's against what Kaggle requested. Kaggle requested something that causes issues but not death.
I mean, I as a fan knew that.
Oh, yeah.
We know you don't care, but we do care because you might give us other jobs.
Again, I as a player know that.
I was gonna say, Kayana would tell you that as a character.
B1 has been warned by some of his other associates not to exceed the job requirements with this guy. He does not forgive mistakes.
I mean, it's not a mistake if it's done on purpose. But, we'll go with the most appropriate content.
Basically, the stories you hear of this little kid that his hidden guardian is one of the most savage creatures around. And once his guardian comes into play, he doesn't stop until everything's dead.
So you do not want to meet his guardian.
It's okay, technically I can't die. It's probably safe.
He has walked through security droids in the past.
Pop it into the fridge. You said no, didn't you?
Yeah, done.
Kill 1v1 and 2 will take its place.
Just
Well, 2's already got a name. Apparently, 2's name is Bisa Gungan.
I can't wait to wipe that one.
Right, so we get that material.
Yep.
Is it already stored in a?
Stored in a crate, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Grab that.
It's got a case that is protecting you from its radiation at this point.
Did it have an actual name?
It does not. Nothing here is named, so if you do pass through checkpoints, no one's going to know what it is. If it was named, then you'd probably be arrested and thrown in prison.
Well, I mean, at this stage, would we be thrown in prison or would we be shot on sight? Depending on who finds you?
Depending on whether or not they can get a bounty for you. And most bounties will pay more for living than dead.
Alrighty. Let's.
All good, David. Thank you for joining as much as you can.
Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you for being patient with me too.
Bye bye. So yes, B1 has pointed out the best one, and he's currently carrying it for you.
Which is good because he was previously very active himself, so we'll let him handle it.
Does radioactiveness affect droids?
Sometimes their power supply, their radiation can affect circuits and materials.
So
that they're
even
made
though
of.
it's safe for him to carry it, we don't want him carrying it for an awful long time.
Can also degrade their memory cores.
Oh yeah,
I was
definitely.
going to say it would affect the electronic components over time.
Because when you think about his backstory, he's worked really hard to retain his individualness
As much as possible.
and his autonomy.
And then having different versions of him running around is just hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll head back to base
You head back to your ship.
and see what we can find out about. What was his name? Ludchud?
Ludchud.
Ludchud.
Okay, you find out that Ludchud is having a bunch of gear smuggled past customs to the space station by a couple of coinotes.
Do we have good relations with coinotes in general?
Your family does.
Yeah. Okay. So the Ludchud is having a bunch of gear moved by the coinotes to where?
Through bypassing customs, so it can then be loaded on a transport heading down to Terrinoth.
A transport heading to Terrinoth.
So basically, you're doing a heist on his homeworld.
Right. Is it like if you want to try and check for records? Is this sort of the stuff you'd find records for? Okay, so
That's what smuggling's about, is making it so no one actually knows what's happened.
that's fine. If I'm a little bit slow
Okay.
and ask silly questions, I apologise. So we would maybe set up surveillance on the area that the coinotes pick stuff off and drop stuff off to determine that.
I believe at this stage with our capabilities, would we just be monitoring for any coinite manned ships coming into the station?
Well, you'd expect the coinotes would already be on station.
Oh, okay, so
If
we
ship
won't
would dock, the
from there.
coinotes would pick it up, walk it past customs,
Right.
like through
Like
a
back.
side way,
Security.
and then dump it at the ship already on the other side of customs.
So could we do something like monitor coinote ships coming in? Is that something?
Would not necessarily be a coinote ship.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be any ship coming in, so we want to look on station for
You'd be-
a group of coiners.
So you'd be given a time it's due
I'm just
and where it's supposed to dock.
I'm just wondering if it's worth using like either B1 or Khaled's hacking skills to maybe see if there's like a manifest of ships arriving and
Crew.
whether or not they got crew and maybe determining narrowing down, looking at all ships arriving to only those with coinotes on the crew.
Yeah, so before we jump too far ahead, Kaggle did say that he would send more information to B1 as soon as things were able to be verified.
So
at this stage, so at this stage,
We could be waiting for more info.
it might be that we are waiting for more info,
Okay.
not necessarily that it is up to us to figure a lot of this stuff out.
In that case, while we're waiting and while the GM's in the bathroom, I sit down with you and Khaled, and I like, it's not like a private meeting, but it's kind of like a little. I just want you guys to know that I don't know what you guys have been through in the last year. I don't know how that changes where you're at now. And I kind of want to check in with you.
I think it would be one of those slightly unspoken things that we as Mandalorians would know that I have lost my positioning in it's now up to me to regain that honor on my own. But it's also one where I would still act with full honor and full respect.
Yeah.
Kayana herself would take it more humbly than previous party members when this occurred. And so she would not necessarily say, hey, I'm low down, you're the leader now. She would instead just start more subtly referring more to you, because I think it would be, I mean, Carla, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it would be more Mandalorian custom for me to humbly accept a lower position, and for us as Mandalorians to understand that Thea is in charge now. And so implied rather than spoken.
So
unless you wish to challenge for it yourself.
Which I don't.
So I don't. Carla, did you want to have a quick talk, just a sec, in response to what Kesley's saying?
Well, I don't blame Kesley. I blame the Piper or Jed.
No. And so this is what. Sorry.
Yeah, basically I blame Jed for our predicament, and
So
I'm currently the scapegoat. I should say Carla, no, the scapegoat of Jed's actions.
So Thea's going to look at Khalid and not at Khalid and say, this is exactly it. I want you to understand that I know, although the rest of our family and clan may feel that you are deserving of the rank you currently have, I'm of the belief that this could have all been avoided had Piper been better at communicating with us, had been more thorough about checking our information, and I feel we all made the best decisions we could with information that we had at the time, which wasn't accurate and wasn't up to date. Now, this doesn't mean that I don't think you need to earn your way up into a sense of high standing, but I also want you to know this doesn't remove from me my respect for you as a Mandalorian. I still feel that you will have no problem working your way back up into a position where you feel comfortable, and I know that you will be much harder on yourself if you're like me in terms of criticising your own role in how this all went. And as a leader, yes, you ultimately have to take responsibility for that. That's what leaders do.
Yeah.
But I want you to know that there is still a lot of respect there, beyond just family love. And I'm not going to be any easier on you. As a result of this, I'm going to possibly be a bit more hard on you, because I think if I am, that's going to give you that opportunity to push yourself and show yourself and reconfirm to everyone else here that you became and were a good leader for the fact that you had natural talents and you worked hard at it and you did a good job. And I think this one thing here is an aberration, but I don't think that this is as crushing a blow. And Carla, I think you're also in the same kind of position where
I've been thrust into politics, which I had no interest of.
And so I know you don't want to be thrust into the politics. I don't either. But since I am and I'm at the higher level, I'll do my best to kind of keep you on the lighter side of politics for as long as you wish that to be the case. If you want to become more enmeshed in the politics and in the leadership stuff, more than welcome to. But as a leader, I understand you've got skills well beyond that we could be taking advantage of. And I'm happy for you to kind of stay there. You won't be expected to be pushing yourself out there unless you really want to. I think because there's a lot less of us, and because of this experience we've had, because we all missed things, we all made misjudgments, we just have to work harder now to be better warriors and better leaders, and this is a perfect opportunity for us to do that right now.
Yeah, so Kaya would say that she agrees with you, and that she does take personal responsibility for
Of
being
course.
more passive and allowing Jed to make decisions for our group. And that she also accepts the challenge now to earn back her honor. Even though what Carly pointed out, she's a bit of a scapegoat in this situation. She also feels she has a little bit more motivation to earn her rank back, more through spite than anything. So
what I want to...
that's the best motivator.
What I really want to say to you, Kayana, is that ever since I met up with you after we escaped, you've always shown a great capacity for natural leadership. You've shown real strive and motivation to enhance your strengths as a warrior. And I feel that these are all basic parts of who we are and what we believe in. But I feel for you, like myself and like Khaled, it is more than just the requirements of our family. It is something that we all use to motivate and what we strongly do. I feel you have been scapegoated a little bit. You will have to work harder. Like you, like me, I think we're both reconsidering. I think, I don't know what it's about for you, but I think one of my prime weaknesses in this is being allowing my love of family and my care of family to not see that Piper was leading us down paths where we weren't making the best decisions. I do not want to lose my love of family, but I'm certainly
Not going to have it become your weakness.
I'm certainly going to see that as a weakness, and while I don't want to close people off, I'm certainly going to be let's see, how do those humans say it? Harden the fuck up.
There you go.
Yeah. Sorry, PG game. I apologise. I've already sworn like 50 times, but that doesn't make it better. I will try to use alternatives. I will try to harden the dank ferric up.
There you go.
And you hear a knock on the outside air.
Yep.
Bing, bing, bing.
Yep.
I will go open the air lock correctly. I'll point that up.
Open the correct one, not the outside
Open the
one.
correct admission to vehicle.
As you open the door, you see two Quinites wearing the True Striker house symbol.
Just before that, I wanted to talk to you and didn't get to, so I'd like to talk to you after game, and I'll write it down here. I wanted to hand these guys a little token, but I want to make sure it's GM approved before I do that. So just for the sake of, just before that knock on the door, I both give you something and you'll find out what that is next game.
Okay.
Okay. So yes, and we'll end the session with the two Quinites there wearing the True Striker symbol. They give me a chance to sort out some other things as well.
Cool. Ooh.
So, any questions, Ross, before I go to end credits?
Were you finishing early?
Yeah.
Is that because of my back or because
Um,
of you?
I think there's a lot now.
Well, the thing, my plan would be is if we can intercept it before what the handover is going to be, and then probably place the items, then hand over the stuff to the Spiderlings minions.
Yeah, so cutting the hand off before it gets onto said positioning where it's going to go straight to the ship and down to the planet, right? Yeah. So that'll be our plan. So as soon as we
someone will pull me through that just a little bit more slowly.
I'll pull you through it after we do end credits.
Okay, alright.
Just because I think that'll take some explaining to do.
Yep.
So yeah,
I just thought it may not hurt to have it on camera so that we can review.
It might change with details we get.
From the next.
Yes.
Okay, alright, yeah, no, that's fine.
As soon as we get the information, we can work out what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool,
Okay,
cool,
so thank you for joining Shadowrun on tomorrow night.
Woohoo. Oh, Shadowrun.
Yep.
You should totally try one of those
Well,
if you get time there.
Jerry-
If I ever get time, I do want to try it.
Well, Jeremy's not there, so we have space.
We need someone.
So,
we will need someone.
Going to end credits.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3,
Cool. Excuse me.